Okay, I was looking at the World Cup draw that happened on April the 1st, 2022 for the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. And I wanted to give my reactions to it like everybody else has. Well, I'm doing mine on video and on YouTube. Well, we'll see how it all works out. Group A, Qatar, Ecuador, Senegal, and Netherlands. I think a lot of people would probably think that the Netherlands are going to win this one, and maybe Senegal would be number two, with Qatar and Ecuador making up the numbers. I'm not so sure about that. I saw Qatar play against the United States in the Gold Cup, and I thought they were very, very good, very compact, very, very well disciplined team, and might surprise somebody. It would not surprise me if they finished second. I think the Netherlands would be the favorite in this group, but it wouldn't surprise me if Qatar was number two. Senegal is a very good team and can surprise teams. Those teams from Africa are generally very, very good. Ecuador, I don't think they're as good, but I would probably, if I were to put my money on it right now, I probably would take Netherlands and Senegal, but don't sleep on Qatar. Group B, the English press has a way of writing checks that the team can't cash, and they're being more arrogant than they really need to be. And this go around was no exception. They did not let us down. As far as they're concerned, they immediately moved up to the second favorite in the whole tournament because of this group. England, Iran, U.S., and Euro playoff, meaning either Scotland, Wales, or Ukraine. I'm predicting Wales is going to come out of that. Not that I have any insight or any knowledge. I like Gareth Bale a lot, and I think he's seems to play very well for Wales whenever they play. He certainly doesn't do it for Real Madrid. So I'm going to put Wales in there. And I was talking about this last night, what I thought was going to happen. I'm American. I'm going to root for the United States. England has never beaten the United States in the World Cup. They played twice before. 1-0 loss to the U.S. in 1950, which nobody saw because 1950, and a 1-1 draw in 2010, and of course the famous 1998 game, U.S. versus Iran, where the United States did everything but score and let Iran score twice, losing 2-1. I'm going to say, it looks like England and U.S. would probably be 1 and 2, and it really depends on form. The mistake that the English are making about the U.S. is they think they're the same team from 2010. This is a different animal USA team. Not saying they're better than England or anything like that. I don't want you to get that impression. But I think that this is a little bit more problematic for England on the outside looking in. I'm going to say England won, United States 2. But I'm not going to sleep on Wales, and I'm not going to overlook Iran. I think this is a pretty interesting group, no matter how you look at it. But I'm going to say England and USA 1 and 2. Group C: Argentina, Saudi Arabia, Mexico, Poland. Mexico usually does well in the first round. Round of 16 is where they end up getting kicked out of the tournament. So Argentina, I've seen a lot of people put them as one of their favorites. They say it could be, but I think it is Lionel Messi's last tournament. For Poland, Robert Lewandowski, he gets everything set up on a plate from Bayern Munich. He's not so much in Poland. He has to work for it in Poland. I'm going to say Argentina and Mexico 1 and 2 here. Don't sleep on Poland. I don't know a whole lot about Saudi Arabia, but they have never really impressed when it comes to the World Cup, at least as far as I remember. But I'm going to say Argentina and Mexico 1 and 2. Group D is a rather interesting France, Denmark, Tunisia, and one of the playoffs. I believe that is correct me if I'm wrong, the Peru, Australia, and UAE, I think is what it is. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. I think France may be the best team in the world right now, or at least certainly in the top three. Denmark is a tough team to play. Tunisia, not so much. I'm going to say France and whoever makes out of that playoff. I still think France and Denmark are probably going to be 1 and 2. Denmark is a sleeper team, and they're usually generally pretty good. Now Spain is in the intertop. That could be New Zealand or Costa Rica. Don't sleep on New Zealand. They play generally pretty good. You can dominate them early, but they tend to figure out the game. So it would not surprise me if this is New Zealand, but I'm probably sure it's going to be Costa Rica. But it's Spain, Germany, and Japan are the other teams. Japan is a team that works their socks off. They always give a good accounting of themselves in this tournament. Do not overlook them. But the big 2 teams, Spain and Germany, and that's going to be a big match, especially if one of these 2 teams slip up in the first game, gets a draw. I still think Spain is going to be number 1 and Germany number 2. But I wouldn't surprise me if it was Germany 1, Spain 2. I don't see Costa Rica or New Zealand or Japan coming out of Group E, but stranger things have happened. Group F, Belgium, Canada, Morocco, and Croatia. Now, Canada is going to surprise some teams. The one thing people are going to say, Belgium and Croatia, those are 2 very, very good teams, but I think Canada will surprise some teams. I think I like the way Morocco plays as well. Morocco this is a tougher group than it looks. I'm going to take a wild stab in the dark here, okay? Because Belgium, this is a golden generation. This is the last gasp of the golden generation, as I see it. Eden Hazard, is he going to play better than he does for Real Madrid than for Belgium? There's only one way to go for him in that category, and that's up. I don't like the way Belgium has been playing, and you'd have thought they've done a lot more with the amount of talent that they have on that team. I think Canada is a sleeper. I could legitimately see Canada being 1 or 2 in this group. I could see Croatia being 1 or 2 in this group. This is one of the ones I'm gonna upset. I'm gonna say Belgium does not go out of the group F here. I'm gonna say Canada and Croatia. Croatia 1, Canada 2. I said Canada is a tough team to play, and it's not going to be easy. It would not surprise me if Canada makes it through this group. Okay, I like the way Croatia plays as well. If I look at Group G, that's Brazil, Serbia, Switzerland, and Cameroon. Brazil is Brazil. Okay, we expect Brazil. I like, Switzerland had a nice little run in the Euros. Serbia and Cameroon, I know a lot less about. But this should be a tough group for Brazil. But I still think they'll come out on top. And I've only seen Cameroon play once, and I like. Look, they made it out by the skin of their teeth. But it doesn't matter how you make it, as long as you make it. And Switzerland, I like. I'm going to take Brazil and Switzerland in this one. I know less about Serbia, but I do know I have seen Switzerland play quite a few times. I've seen Brazil play quite a few times. I'm going to take those 2. And Group H, Portugal, Ghana, Uruguay, Korea. Now, I thought Ghana was going to go into the U.S.'s group because that's usually the way it works out. We played them last 3 times we were in the World Cup. We played them, and then we didn't qualify in 2018. They didn't qualify in 2018. Now they're back and they're in Group H, and I kind of thought they were going to be with us again, but they're not. Cristiano Ronaldo, I think this is his last World Cup. Uruguay it's hard to predict with Uruguay. You do have great talented player. You have Luis Suarez and Cavani and all those. And South Korea, they always give a good accounting of themselves. They always qualify, and they are a tough team to beat. I think this is the group of death. Ghana played Portugal last time in the World Cup, 2014, and both those teams, they were with Germany and the United States, and both those teams ended up going home, and the United States and Germany went on through. I'm going to take, like I said, this is a tough one to pick. You could be really, really right or really, really wrong. I'm going to take Uruguay and Portugal to go through on this one. Although it would not surprise me at all if Ghana. And I know I'm trying to do a predict. Portugal and Uruguay. I'm gonna live. I'm gonna die on that hill. That's who I see is going through. But who am I? I'm just a guy giving predictions on a World Cup draw. And it's April the 3rd where I'm at right now, and the games are 7 months away. I could be way off base here. I mean, Scotland may qualify and not Wales, like I said about Group B. But that's just my early predictions. I don't know if I'm right. I'm probably wrong, like everybody else. But that's just my initial reaction, and we'll see how it all plays out. I can't wait for the World Cup to start, but I really do believe it's going. I think it's going to be a great tournament. I think Qatar is going to be a great host, and I can't wait for it to start.